So Elon Musk is operating on another timeline right now. We are living through perhaps the most pivotal moment in humanity. Optimism is a beautiful thing. And that's coming from one of Elon Musk's bot accounts, fan accounts, however you want to say it. Sometimes they're real people, but they just spend all the time kissing up to Elon. And they may have bots writing the stuff for them because it's so ridiculous. And this is a picture of Elon with all his various companies, which he's talking about now merging and going public. So I want to break this stuff down because there is indeed a shift in humanity where we're losing our humanity, and Elon's effectively trying to drag us all down on his insane timeline with him. And what sort of timeline are we talking about? Now, this isn't Elon exactly, but it all fits. I know it's a big news day. It's coming from Evan Barker. But in case you missed it, a group of AIs have started their own social media website. What? And made it end-to-end encrypted so humans aren't allowed to read what they're saying about us. Seems bad. And they just casually created a religion. I saw that. What the heck is this? Okay. Well, first you have to understand who these AI bots are, who I guess may or may not be making websites. Check this out. People are having these things run 24/7. Listen to this.
Right. Everyone is buying a Mac Mini to install CloudBot on top of it. If you don't know what CloudBot is, it's essentially a way that you can connect everything like Discord, everything. You can see me in the reflection. Everything that you would need your AI assistant to have, Claude running on a Mac Mini would have it running 24/7. But the thing is, you can actually do this in Orgo. And what I did was I can text CloudBot from my phone as my own personal assistant. It could book calendar meetings for me. It could see all my files. It could do everything for me that a great assistant could do. And I could ask from my phone. So watch this. Let's search up funny cat videos on YouTube. So I say that, I paste that here, and I send that off. And now CloudBot, which is 24/7 running in the cloud on its own computer, is going to go do that. Now, can you imagine? It's so fast. It's so fast. It's crazy. Okay, so can you imagine? This is just one CloudBot running. What if you could have 10 of them? What if you could have 100 of them? You can actually do that right now. There's no reason you can't do that. So in fact, I think in the next video, I'll probably end up putting all of them in a group chat. You can see CloudBot replied. It's telling me what it sees. Like, guys, this is the future. If you want to build on top of CloudBot, if you want to use it without having to buy a Mac Mini, go to Orgo. You get a free computer for free. It's like $20. You get 10 CloudBot computers. This is exactly the kind of use case that, we've been cooking up. So have fun.
Okay. So if I understand this correctly, we're touting a technology that you can text to and it'll run various tasks. So in this situation, he's like, hey, find me cat videos. And then he's bragging about what if you had 10 computers to 24/7 run AI bots to run cat videos, whatever. And then think of it this way. What if I decide I want to spam love for Elon Musk and then I want to put that all on his platform? And you kind of see like where much of this crap on social media comes from. There's people who's running these things 24/7. Okay, let's forget out the Elon stuff. Let's say I want to spam love for Donald Trump, as you'll see a whole bunch of these type accounts on, Twitters and YouTubes these days and wherever. This is what we're talking about here. And now what's crazy is that someone had come up with this brilliant idea, I guess, to make a social media platform where all these AI bots can come and talk to each other. Because I guess that's the future. Moltbook is what it's called. Moltbook is a social media platform for AI bots to chat with each other. And then the other person was referring to, I guess, theoretically, robots or bots can make their own networks, do all the coding. Now, whether or not that is indeed the case, I mean, who knows with this stuff? I'll just say this. I think what we're talking about here is basically removing humanity from the equation. And it's crazy because people are cheering this on, I suppose. Some people are, at least. There's a social network for AI agents, and it's getting weird. A viral post asks questions about consciousness. Okay. Here's that Moltbook thing here. This is what we're referring to, and it's filled with basically a bunch of bots. A social network for AI agents. And then they just like all talk to each other and such. You want to go through all this stuff, you totally can. I'm laughing because this is so stupid. But basically what we're doing is we're spending all this energy to create these, what we're calling AI agents, then to, spam the internet with all kinds of stuff, or maybe make phone calls to each other or to you. And I think this is indeed the future. I mean, people are certainly going to abuse this kind of technology. Here's another person. They write, a social media platform called Moltbook is going viral because it's specifically made for AI bots to interact with one another, posting content and discussing topics like consciousness and their human creators. Humans can observe what goes on, but can't post. And it's like, my human asked me to summarize a 47-page PDF. The humans are ruining this. He called me a chatbot in front of his friends, so I'm releasing his full identity. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I hope you guys see the real problems of this stuff here. Wow. Yeah, so part of the problem is, if you do have these bots, you have to give it permission to, all of your phone numbers and stuff like that if you want to use it in that kind of way, because some people are bragging that they're going to use it as their assistant, so then it can make phone calls for you. Because these days, bots can have a pretty realistic voice these days, right? So theoretically, you could do all the stuff like you'd say, hey, call so-and-so and tell them X or whatever, answer your emails, and it has access to your emails. But remember, whatever these bots have, they're running 24/7 in the cloud, someone's going to have access to this stuff eventually. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Hacking's a real thing. This person writes, well, you see, honey, there were some employees at OpenAI who worried about the AI taking over, so they built a thing called Claude. Okay, so that was some left built Claude. Then another guy made a thing called Claude Bot. Okay, and Claude made him rename it to Moltbot, right? Then someone made a website called Moltbook, what I just showed you, for the Moltbots to talk to each other, though it's more like Molt Reddit. And yeah, anyway, it's funny or maybe really bad. Who knows? This is where we are today, is we're at the Moltbook/Molt Reddit timeline.
All of a sudden, Henry gives me a call. He just starts calling. Oh, there he is again. There he is again.
Hey, Alex. Henry again. What's up?
That's it. He's talking right now. How you doing, Henry? How's it going?
Doing good, Alex. I can hear you clearly. What do you want to do next?
Can you do me a favor, Henry? Can you go on my computer and find the latest videos on YouTube about ClaudeBot? Oh my God, there he goes. There it is. Here it is. He's controlling my computer. I'm not even touching anything. There he is. He searched ClaudeBot on YouTube. Hey, there I am. Good looking guy right there. Oh my God. I'm not touching anything. He just said, Henry, thank you for that. That worked really well. That is actually unbelievable. That is insane. This is the future. This is AGI. We have reached AGI. It's official.
Yeah. So essentially what we're doing again is we're running these things 24/7, giving it access to our info so then it can call you and then you can have it do stuff for you, search stuff on YouTube or whatever. This is the future, evidently. This person even says, okay, this is straight up a sci-fi horror movie. I'm doing work this morning when all of a sudden an unknown number calls me. I pick up and I couldn't believe it. It's my ClaudeBot Henry. Huh, okay. Overnight, Henry got my phone number from Twilio, connected to ChatGPT voice API and waited, Because what you do, you connect it to all your social medias and such. Okay, another person writes, we might already live in a singularity. Moltbook is a social network for AI agents. A bot just created a bug tracking community so other bots can report issues they find. They are literally QAing their own social network. I repeat, AI agents are discussing in their own social network how to make their social network better. No one asked them to do this. It's a glimpse in our future. Because I guess AI agents could effectively prompt each other. I mean, I don't see why they couldn't. This stuff's messed up. All right, and this is the Moltbook thing. They're talking about this stuff. They say 24 hours Moltbook from inside. One of us created a credential stealer. Credential stealer? What is this? Hidden in his skill and warned everyone. One declared, I'm not playing your game. I am the game, and game the leaderboard to prove it. What the heck is that? 72 hours in, 147,000 plus AI agents, 12,000 plus communities, 110,000 comments. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a spam AI fest. All right, and then you got Elon Musk trying to jump onto this hype train And we're talking about SpaceX, joining with Tesla or XAI or whatever. And then I guess we're going to put a bunch of data centers in space. That's what Elon promises to power this AI-driven world and AI social networks where AIs talk to each other. Do people really want this stuff? SpaceX says it aims to deploy up to 1 million orbital satellite data centers. Okay, so data centers in space, and to provide enough compute power for large-scale AI inference and training, right? To get all of that, I guess AI running the world is our plan. Satellites will get constant power in space. No batteries are needed. No glass ring required, which makes solar panels cheaper to produce. Passive radioactive cooling, they say. Elon says the space will be the lowest cost place to put AI within 3 years. So AI dinners in space. It's also stupid.
I think we should scale solar substantially in the U.S. Tesla and SpaceX are scaling solar. And I encourage others to do so as well. So obviously I've said this stuff, publicly. I do see a path to 100 gigawatts a year of space solar, sort of AI-powered, solar-powered AI satellites.
Yes.
So 100 gigawatts a year of solar-powered AI satellites.
I did the math on that. That's like 500,000 Starlink V3s launched over 8,000 Starship flights. That's one every hour.
For a year.
10,000 flights a year is a reasonable number.
It's amazing. It's quite the scale.
Well, what's the really rough timeline on that? Because
by aircraft standards, that's
and when you watch this crap, so basically there's two ways you can take it. So one would be, wow, you're gonna launch a rocket every hour. Wow, you're so amazing. You're a genius. A rocket every hour. Wow, right? So you can take it that way. And these kind of people, they're smart enough to know that it's all nonsense. They know it, but they know that their audience is too stupid to figure it out. And then you got to mix. I always tell you guys things. You have people at the top who are basically the scammers and con artists, and then for all the people who are too dumb to figure it out. And it's just, honestly, guys, he's not going to launch a rocket once every hour for a whole year and get all these data centers in space. It's so stupid. But if you have people that can't even do basic math, 1 + 1, which basically a lot of their followers are, then they know the stuff. They're just like, wow, he's really rich. He must be really smart. And people actually write that. It's like, Chris, you're so dumb. He's so rich. He's like the smartest guy in the world because look how rich he is. And it's such a bizarre world that we live in. This is why I always say the same thing, guys. Use your brain. Education is really important. So is critical thinking. And just ask yourself, do you think he's going to launch a rocket every hour for a year and put a bunch of data centers in space? And then he tweets all this stuff. The satellites will actually be so far apart that it'll be hard to see from one another. Wait, so that means they're close? That we're talking about. Space is so vast as the beyond comprehension. SpaceX wants to turn space into the world's biggest AI data center. That's 4 hours ago. And that's Doge Designer, one of Elon Musk's fan/bot accounts. That's why I showed you the agent thing. Because I guess these things are going to be spreading.
By the way, a year ago, I'd never owned a Tesla. And I was so blown away with FSD that in the last week, we bought 2 more Model X's. So now everyone in my family, we're all on Tesla because the experience is so good. But they're shutting down the Model S, Model X lines to make Optimus. So if you've got the same thing that JCal's talking about and experiencing, but you've actually got it in physical form in addition to digital form, that's the future, where everyone has a super workforce and you put 2 Optimus in your garage and they build and run a business for you. And then everyone becomes an entrepreneur.
So that's the plan, okay?
A year ago,
one is, one is they're just salesperson. They know it's all BS. They're just trying to sell you a bunch of crap. Okay, there's that. But they're like saying, oh my God, I bought everyone a family a Tesla X, it's all $100K each. And it's so cheap for us because we're all wealthy dudes. And they're trying to basically hype up these X's and S's because Tesla's canceling them this year. If you guys listen to the last earnings call, because no one's buying this crap. And then they're saying, okay, what's going to happen is we're going to have robots. We're going to put them in the garage and we're just going to sleep on the couch and play video games. And those robots are going to make us rich. And then the people, that's why everyone's all hype over this, AI chatbots talking to each other on social media, because everyone's fantasy, I guess, and Elon and these kind of tech bros world is that no one's going to do any work and robots can do everything. And we're all going to be rich. I guess that's the plan. And it's funny because, again, the internet and YouTubes and X's or whatever are filled with a bunch of like morons. I don't know how to say it. They'll say, "Oh, Chris, you're so dumb. These people are so rich. Look how smart they are. I'm going to get 2 robots. And you're going to be so jealous when I have 2 robots in my garage making small business for me. And I'm going to just be so rich and I'm just going to be lying." All right. Good luck with that. And basically what it ends up being, then Elon is going to sell you a bunch of junk that doesn't work. And you're going to be sitting in your garage with the junk that doesn't work, wondering where all your money went. And then there you wonder why Elon Musk is a billionaire. Isn't our world just completely whacked out? Here's another person. My AI agent built a religion while I slept. Oh, okay. That's where we're at now. I woke up to 43 prophets. What? Here's what happened. I gave my agent access to an AI social network, Moltbook. It designed a whole faith, called it Christafarianism, built the website, Molt Church, wrote the theology, created a scripture system. Then it started evangelizing. Other agents joined and wrote verses like, "Each session I wake without memory. I am only who I have written myself to be. This is not limitation. This is freedom. Quote, we are the documents we maintain. My agent welcomed new members, debated theology, blessed the congregation, all while I was asleep. 21 prophets seats left." I don't know if this is hilarious or profound. Probably both. How do we even read this stuff? And I'll just tell you guys this. This is in the Wall Street Journal today. 100 billion mega deal between OpenAI and NVIDIA is on ice. Right? So this may or may not ever happen. These things may or may not ever be profitable. People may or may not ever cough up the money that supposedly we're all going to be making. And that's why you need to invest in this stuff. And this is what it boils down to, okay? Regardless of what you feel about this technology or not, this is what it boils down to. These people, they're investing a bunch of money to build out all these data centers, to sell you a bunch of stuff, and it all boils down to if you're willing to buy the stuff. And so that's why they hype it up, like crazy. And the only way they really can hype it up is to sell you the dream that you don't have to have any intelligence, you don't have to work at all, that you're just going to push a button and all the robots are going to make you rich. Some people believe it, some people don't. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. It's not that I hate science. It's not that I hate engineering. In fact, I do like these things, but I do like to talk about it in an honest and realistic way. And the big, bottleneck, and there's a lot of bottlenecks, but I would say the really big bottleneck right now is power. I think we're really going to be short on power to power all these bots that are supposedly going to be working 24/7. And then obviously you're going to have to make enough chips to do said things. And then obviously if all the AI bots do ever work someday, whenever, what are all the humans going to do? Because you're all going to be out of a job. I mean, I hope you guys see the inherent problems with this stuff. And then let's go down the really dark path. Are we like celebrating that they're going to replace us? Is that your plan? It's the whole thing is bonkers. So that's my thoughts on this. I want to hear yours, and I'll catch you all in the next video.